Welcome to our free webinar, 9 Steps to Set Up, Market, and Maintain Your Listings. This class is for all of you who have a new listing and you're saying, great, now what do I do? Or you're an experienced listing agent and you're looking for ways to better organize and market your listing. Today we are going to teach you how to dazzle your sellers, generate buyers from your listings, and sell your listings. And we're going to show you how easy it is to do this. My name is Tricia Ashby. I've been running a successful real estate team and company for over 16 years. I'm the principal broker and owner of Move Utah Real Estate, and I'm also the team leader of my own real estate team, Tricia Ashby's Realty Team. I'm here with Donna Weisinger.
Hello, everybody.
She's my administration and marketing coordinator, and she has spent the last 12 years developing, creating, and implementing real estate systems for mega agents. We have found over the years of working in the real estate industry, the best way to be effective with our clients is to have a personalized and systematized plan for handling each one of our listings. Yes, it is possible to do both, and we created a NIQO Systems because over the many years we've been in real estate, we've been approached by agents who have asked us for help. And these agents, like us, understand the immense value of having systems for their businesses. And they've asked us for guidance, coaching, and training to help them set up those systems. Today, we are going to show you how easy and how effective it is to set up, market, and maintain your listings by having an easy-to-follow system that outlines every step involved. Throughout this webinar, we will be covering each of these steps and showing you how we use this system to ensure that every listing is treated the same way. We accomplish this by using a listing action plan for each of our listings. Now Donna is going to show you our action plan for listings so you can see how it works.
Right now, you are looking at a copy of our listing action plan. We're going to start by explaining how you set this up. It is basically a checklist of everything that needs to happen for every single listing. It's something that you or your assistant will set up every time for every listing. This action plan will help you organize all you need to do. A listing action plan is essential to your business growth as it will help prevent things from not getting done or slipping through the cracks. For all of you who remain online for the full training, you will receive a free copy of our listing action plan that we use, just like the one you see here. Now, for you new agents, the listing action plan is crucial because it outlines everything that needs to happen to set up your listing. For those of you who have been in the business for a while, you will already have a pretty good awareness about what needs to happen. You may have a listing action plan already in place, which is great. And we believe our plan will help make yours even better. The listing action plan can provide you with a system for leveraging yourself. This is what a system is all about. You can give many of these action plan items away to your assistant and free yourself up for the tasks that make your business the most money.
So, as you can see, you are going to have an action plan, and the key is to follow the plan. We are now on step number 1 of the 9 simple steps for setting up, marketing, and maintaining your listings. As the listing agent, you are going to take care of the essential tasks necessary to start the ball rolling. You have the sellers on board, and they're excited to sign with you and have you help them sell their home. As you wrap up your listing presentation, be sure your new sellers have signed and initialed all of the appropriate paperwork. Also, make sure that you have outlined for them what you and your team will be doing in the next few weeks to sell their home. You might want to provide your sellers with a seller services guide, which explains your marketing and selling procedures. And you can also prepare sellers for what happens when you receive offers and what to expect when they're under contract.
If you are interested, NIQO Systems has a services guide for sellers that outlines the entire home selling process. Simply go to NIQOSystems.com and click on the For Your Sellers link for more information and to order the guide. Or you can click on the Buy Now link button you see at the bottom of this webinar.
Thanks, Donna. Now back to step number 1. You have the signed paperwork and the information you need to begin the listing. You have taken preliminary photos of the property and gotten a key from the seller. Your listing action plan has already begun. Now you can either turn everything over to your assistant to implement, or if you're working alone, you can follow the action plan and ensure everything is being taken care of. Now be sure to follow up with your sellers after the listing appointment to say thank you and to find out if they have any questions that have come up. You can use this time to remind them about what to expect in the next few weeks. In our team, we do have a script that we follow when we make this phone call. You can confidently promise them that they will be hearing from you on a consistent basis to explain what is happening. They will be receiving regular correspondence from you throughout the listing period with marketing information, feedback from buyers and their agents, and tips for selling their home quickly and easily. As we go through the 9 steps for setting up, marketing, and maintaining your listings, we will be showing you what you will be doing to set up the listing, market the property, and maintain fantastic follow-up with your sellers.
Okay, we are now on step 2, setting up the listing. Because you are following your listing action plan, you will be sure to remember every action item that needs to be completed for your listing. First, you will want to check all of the listing paperwork to make sure you have the proper initials and signatures. Check the preliminary photos also. You want a few good ones to be able to begin marketing your listing right away. Next, you will enter the listing information and photos onto the MLS. Be sure to highlight your listing's positive features in the remarks or description area and check for typos before posting. When it comes to photos for your listing, we highly recommend hiring a professional photographer to take your pictures. They have the best camera equipment and computer software to create a professional and attractive look for the property. You might also want to ask the homeowner for exterior photos of the home during different seasons that you can add to your marketing. Next, order or install a property sign and install the lockbox. Also remember to set up the listing information on your lockbox data site so you can be notified each time the box is accessed. You will want this information for feedback. Some keybox companies have built-in agent feedback forms for gathering information about how buyers felt about a property. You can either use this feature or a company that specializes in agent feedback. Or you can simply send an email to each agent who accessed your site to ask for feedback. Save all of this feedback to use when you are sending your weekly emails to your seller. When you give them information about how many showings their home received and how buyers and agents are responding, this information can guide sellers to improve how their property shows and can also help you negotiate a price reduction based on what you are hearing. At the same time you are setting up your listings for showings, turn in your paperwork to your brokerage. Also, organize copies of all the paperwork in a listing folder. This can be an actual folder with paper copies, or a folder you have created on your computer or on a data storage site, like Dropbox. Add your listing to a listing spreadsheet, your office whiteboard, or your online database management system. Remember also to order a preliminary title report from the title company and review it.
Okay, on to step 3, setting up your on-site marketing. This includes everything you will have at the property to market and sell it. You already have your property sign and lockbox for access at the property. Now you will want to add marketing methods that will not only bring buyers your way, they will be visible evidence for your sellers to see what you are doing to get their home sold. If you use a 1-800 number to promote your listings, then make your recording for the property. Many of today's buyers are young and tech savvy and prefer to have all of their information through their mobile devices. So you will want to make sure you have information about your listing easily accessible by phone. You can also use a texting service where buyers who are driving by can text a number into their phone and get instant access to information and photos about the home. QR codes are another great way for buyers to access information and photos instantly. Whatever electronic method you use to promote the home, be sure to have a sign or a writer with information about how to access these services. If you already have a 1-800 or text number for buyers, or you are using QR codes, excellent. If you're not currently utilizing these tools, be sure to consider setting up one or more of them for your business. The cost is low and the benefits can be big.
We also strongly recommend you use property flyers. We know some agents feel that property flyers aren't effective. However, we believe they are a great marketing tool for buyers and sellers. As a buyer, I want instant information about a property if I see it while I'm out walking or driving. With a flyer, I can see photos and read information instantly. And if I'm in a hurry, I can grab the flyer and read it, and the others I've gathered, later when I have more time. Sellers also like property flyers. Colorful, information-filled flyers are just one more thing that sellers can see and instantly know how you are working for them to get their homes sold. So, in order to make sure you are using the property flyer most effectively, check out our example here and remember to include the following. Title and address. The title should be large and catch the attention of the buyer. The address needs to be included so the buyer knows when they read the information later where the house was located. It's a real bummer when a buyer has your flyer and yet can't remember where he got it. Next, have at least 6 to 8 large photos of the property. We have seen plenty of flyers with either too few photos or photos so small the agent probably shouldn't have bothered. Be sure your photos are at least 2 to 3 inches wide. Include pertinent information about the property. This includes square footage, lot size, amount of bedrooms and bathrooms, whether the basement is finished, what the basement has in it, kitchen, bathroom, and flooring features, and backyard features such as a deck or covered patio. If possible, tell the buyer about proximity to shopping, schools, parks, and freeway access. Many buyers and agents search online by MLS number, so be sure to include it. Also include one of your virtual tour addresses so the buyer can go directly to your listing when they are online. You may also want to add the QR code and texting information to the flyer for the buyer to use with their phone. And of course, be sure your name and contact information are prominently displayed so the buyer can reach you. Also, don't forget your company name. This is a requirement in most states. One more thing. Be sure to give your sellers some property flyers for them to display inside the home. This way, buyers being brought by agents will have something they can take with them when they leave. The sellers can also hand out the flyers to friends.
Thanks, Donna. Now remember how part of our list for step 3 included a home book? This is another great marketing tool that impresses your sellers about as much as it is appreciated by the buyers. First, ask your title company to do a property profile or neighborhood report for your listing. Some of you may have seen these or are already doing them for your sellers. The property profile has information about the area where the home is located, including population, climate, amenities, schools, etc. Take this property profile and put it in a binder with a cover that includes a photo of the property, the address, and your contact information, of course. Donna and I have a firm belief that anything that is produced by us or given from us must have our branding and contact information on it. It is so great to get a phone call from a client we worked with 5 years ago who still has something from us and used it to contact us. Getting back to the binder, once you have set it up, then ask your seller for photos of the property taken during the time they owned it and throughout the season. If you are selling a home in the middle of the winter, it's great to have photos of the backyard during a summer barbecue or a birthday party. That way buyers can see how beautiful the property is all year round, and they can envision how they will utilize the home and yard themselves once they own it. We have literally sold homes where buyers were sold by the photos in the home book. Also, if possible, have your sellers write a letter about their home, including why they fell in love with it in the beginning and bought it, and also what they have loved about it while they've lived there. When you have your home book ready, give it to the sellers with their indoor property flyers, your business cards, and a flyer stand. Explain to your seller that they can keep these items hidden and bring them out and set them on a table or counter when you have showing appointments scheduled. Okay, on to step 4. Marketing your listing and maintaining consistent contact with your sellers. Our team has a series of emails that we use to follow up weekly with our sellers. We want our sellers to know how hard we are working for them, and we want them to know everything we are doing to sell their home. This step is crucial because much of what we do on a daily basis is behind the scenes, so our sellers aren't always aware of all we are doing for them. We also want to develop a great relationship with our sellers, so any way that we can maintain a connection with them is valuable for fantastic customer service, and it helps us get referrals for our new business. Donna, why don't you tell our listeners about our first email?
Absolutely, Tricia. Our first email is a congratulations to our sellers for listing their home. It also introduces me as part of the team and explains to homeowners what they can expect to receive from us over the next few weeks. We also use this opportunity to email them copies of the listing paperwork they signed.
That's excellent, Donna. Thank you. You will see here that we also have a script for a follow-up phone call from me, the agent, or the broker. I want to make sure the sellers are receiving our emails and to find out whether they have any questions about the information we are sending or suggestions for how we can better serve them. Okay, so back to step 4. We also recommend that you maintain contact with your sellers through social media. If your sellers aren't already your Facebook friends, your Twitter pals, or LinkedIn connections, consider sending them invitations right now. This is one of the items on our listing action plan. The more visible you are to your sellers, the more confident they will be that you are accessible, knowledgeable, and the right choice for selling their home. After the property has been on the market for several days, we will send a second email and we make another follow-up phone call. Donna will break it down for you and show you how we continue regular follow-up and how we keep our sellers informed and happy.
Okay, this is where the fun really begins. First, we thank the sellers again and explain how the selling process is working. We also include a copy of their listing report so they can check it over and give any feedback they would like for additions to remarks, corrections about space, etc. Remember, we also have a script for a follow-up phone call that Tricia will make the day after the email is sent, where she can discuss the contents of the email and answer questions for our sellers. In addition to the information in the body of the email, we also attach an item of value which provides additional tips and information to help sellers with the home selling process. For instance, one of our first items of value is our 12 great tips for showing your home. Sellers love these tips, and it is a subtle reminder from us about what they need to be doing to ensure their home shows well every time we schedule a showing appointment.
Okay, take a deep breath. Whew. We are almost halfway through our 9 simple steps to set up, market, and maintain your listings like a top producer. And for those of you who may be thinking at this point, wow, this is a lot of great stuff and slightly overwhelming, we would like you to know that we've already done a lot of this work for you. We have designed a listing system that includes a sample listing action plan, 12 emails to send to your sellers, 12 follow-up phone scripts, and 14 items of values with great tips and information to assist your sellers. If you would like to get started right now, please click on the link below to order this incredible system for our low introductory price of $199. Everything in this system is customizable, and you can use it with every listing every time. You'll pay for this system just once, and you'll use it every time, again and again. We will talk more about this system at the end of this webinar, but we just wanted to make sure that you knew it's available so you can slow down on all that note-taking, and rather than worrying about creating all of these great tools yourself, know that you can access them and begin using them at any time. You can either click on the link below or go to www.aniquosystems.com to order it there. Okay, back to our 9 steps. As we move through the rest of the webinar, we want you to understand that you can take as little or as much of this information and incorporate it into your business. We are giving you everything that we do as a team to sell each one of our listings. However, if you're a new or a solo agent, this might be a lot to take on all at once. So please take the time to determine which action items are essential and implement them first. Then you can add more as you go along. And the same goes for team leaders. You might want to have your assistant or team members watch this webinar before you hand over your new listing system for everyone to use. And our same suggestion applies. Implement the must-haves first, and then add items to your list as your team becomes familiar with the process. Now on to step number 5, which is the weekly market update. Donna's going to explain for you what these are and how they work for our team.
Each week, we run a quick CMA, or search, on the MLS for all houses in the same area or neighborhood that are like our listing that have been sold, listed, or gone under contract in the time between the current market update and the previous one. We create a PDF of the reports and use them as an attachment to the email. Remember when we explained that we send an email to each agent after a showing appointment requesting feedback? As I receive this feedback, I save it in a feedback folder in my email account. When I am ready to send a weekly market update, I simply type a search using the property address and the word feedback, and the emails I received pop up. I then copy and paste the feedback into the weekly market update. Alright, here you can see a sample of one of our weekly market updates. In the market update section of the email, we show the dates of the market period, how many calls and showings we had during that time, and any feedback we have gathered from agents and their buyers. The following day, Tricia makes a phone call to the sellers to discuss the market update.
And this is such a great tool. Providing this information every week keeps our sellers up to date about the market and what is happening with their own property. If one of our listings isn't selling, it's actually quite often it's our sellers who will suggest a price reduction because they've seen the activity in the area and they know the competition.
And remember, we also like to send an item of value with our weekly emails with really great tips and information for our sellers. Here is a sample of the flyer we send with our first market update. For those last-minute calls for showing appointments, we have best and worst last-minute hiding places to help our sellers know exactly where to stash stuff before the buyers are there knocking at the door.
We are on to step number 6, online marketing. We like to use more than one virtual tour for maximum exposure and to make our sellers happy. We will usually order a photo shoot from one of our main virtual tour companies, like OBO. Once we receive those photos, we will use them to update the MLS photos because these will be much better than the preliminary photos we took when we first got the listing. We will also load the photos onto several other virtual tour sites we use. And some of these sites have a small fee per tour or a yearly membership fee for unlimited do-it-yourself tours like Tour Factory. Other sites, such as Postlets, are actually free for users. Each of these virtual tour sites populate their tours to a number of websites where buyers go to search for homes. Because we set up several tours for a listing, we know the home's exposure is maximized. This is a copy of the actual sheet that we use to visually show our sellers how our multiple virtual tours cover many websites. We take the time to explain to our sellers how our marketing and advertising is populating out to these sites for maximum exposure. This explanation and the demo sheet we use are part of a follow-up maintenance plan for our sellers. We like them to know exactly what we're doing behind the scenes to get their home sold. This is a wonderful visual reminder of all the places where the seller's home is being marketed online. And I bet some of you are thinking right now, I sure wish I had one of those for my sellers. Well, the great news is this is one of the items that's already been done for you, and it is included in our listing system. If you are interested in purchasing this system, just click on the button below or go to aniquosystems.com.
As Tricia said, as part of our system to keep sellers informed, we send them our weekly market update with the actives, under contracts, and solds in their area for the week, information about showings and feedback on their property, and we have a quick explanation about the internet marketing we are doing and links to the virtual tours we have set up. We open each online photo tour we have created and copy and paste each URL into the body of the email so our sellers can access the tours directly. We also keep these tour links on all of the emails we send from this point on to make it easy to check on the tours if our sellers desire this. Also, some of our photo tour providers, as part of their services, create an analytics report that shows the amount of views a tour is receiving. We make sure to include our seller's email address as part of each of their home's photo tours, so in addition to our email with links, they are also receiving weekly analytics reports from the photo tour providers. In addition to checking the tours for accuracy, when we send the tour links, we recommend that our sellers send the links to friends and family. And they can post these links on Facebook or other social media sites. You never know where a buyer might come from. It could turn out to be a family friend who has always liked the home and will be excited that it is now available for themselves or someone they know to purchase.
As you probably know, many buyers start their home searches on Craigslist or other local advertising sites. You want to make sure you are advertising your listings regularly there. So, in addition to our virtual tours, we do online advertising for each of our listings. These are different from the tours, and it refers to advertising on sites such as Craigslist, wants.com, or local advertising sites like ksl.com. We have also found that some of the agents who call us are telling us that their buyers found our listings themselves on these advertising sites, and then they referred the information back to their agents. So needless to say, we believe that regular advertising on these sites is just as important as our virtual tours. And that's because we receive calls from agents, which certainly helps sell our listings, and also from buyers, which make these sites a great lead source as well.
In our 5th email to our sellers, we explain how and why we do regular online advertising for their listing. We also post links to the latest ads so they can click and immediately see the advertising being done for their home. If an advertising site shows numbers of views for our ad, we send these numbers with the links. From this point forward, each time we send a market update, we will include the latest ad links and view numbers. And of course, we have a follow-up phone script that we use when calling the seller to ensure we include the contents of the email in our discussion. Also included with this email is our item of value, First Impressions Increase Your Home's Curb Appeal. Our sellers love these tips for creating a home exterior that is inviting and entices buyers to want to see more of the home. Helpful tips on this flyer include suggestions for decluttering the front and back yards, trimming shrubs and trees, moving the garbage and recycling containers out of sight, and repairing the fence. Also, because the front entry creates such a vital first impression for buyers, we recommend scrubbing or repainting the front door, spraying down the front porch, and adding blooming flowers and an attractive doormat.
Okay, we are now on number 8 of our 9 simple steps to set up, market, and maintain your listing. The key to keeping our sellers happy and informed is to continue our consistent follow-up system of weekly market updates and items of value for our sellers. Remember, each week we send an email with actives, under contracts, and solds information for the neighborhood. We also send photo tour links and the latest advertising links with numbers of views. Part of the market update includes the number of calls and showing appointments for the listing, and any feedback received from those showings. Each week we send more information about what we are doing to market and sell the home and attach items of value for the sellers.
One great feature of our local MLS is the analytics report we can print for each of our listings. Our 6th market update explains this report, and we attach a copy so our sellers can see the number of views on the public and private MLS sites. The number on the first analytics report the sellers received should be fairly high because you have been marketing the listing for 5 to 6 weeks. From this week forward, we will include a copy of the MLS analytics report each time we send a market update. We explain email number 6 that the sellers can compare the number of the analytics report with the number from the previous week so they can see approximately how many views their listing is receiving each week.
For listings that are not under contract after about 6 or 7 weeks, we will want to start talking with the sellers about a price reduction, if we haven't already done so. One way to start this discussion is part of our 7th market update, in which we include a flyer entitled Price Your Home Right. This is really good information and a great informational tool because it explains how we price our listings, including how we compare to the competition in the area and how we can use price per square foot comparisons and market conditions to assist us with pricing our listings aggressively. With the comparables we've been sending each week and this informational tool about pricing, we're conditioning our sellers for the possibility that a price reduction might be needed.
In addition to information that helps our clients sell their homes, we also like to provide helpful tips for homeowners. As part of our 8th market update, we include a flyer with seasonal maintenance tips. We actually have a flyer for each season and attach the appropriate one depending on the time of year we are sending it. As an example, you can see here our fall home maintenance tips. This item of value includes suggestions like cleaning your yard furniture and storing it for the winter, pruning shrubs and trees, and making sure no limbs are touching the home, checking your smoke detectors and replacing the batteries, cleaning and vacuuming air vents, baseboard heaters, and cold air returns. Our sellers appreciate our expertise on all things house-related, and they also appreciate any information we can share with them to help their home run efficiently, safely, and of course, sell better.
As I'm sure you know, many home sellers like to know real estate market statistics about the area where their homes are located. If you have a source for market stats by zip code or neighborhood, be sure to access this information and then include it in your weekly market updates. We have found that our local MLS is a great resource for reports and graphs that show how the real estate market is doing in the neighborhoods where we have listings. We can go onto our MLS site and create PDFs with this information that we then attach to our seller emails. Check local municipal websites and your local multiple listing service for market information. Your real estate board may also send market information periodically. Be sure to include this as part of your weekly updates for your sellers. All of this information helps inform your sellers, and it reminds them of your expertise as their real estate professional of choice.
We also like to have fun with our clients. We have 4 different flyers with decorating tips for each season of the year. These include fun ideas for seasonal changes, staging, and holiday decorating, and they can be used as part of the marketing of our seller's home, or they can be saved and used once the sellers move to their new home. Remember, if you would like to have the market update emails, follow-up phone scripts, and all of the items of value you are seeing here today on this webinar, you can purchase our listing system, which includes it all. No need to reinvent the wheel. Just click on the button you see at the bottom of your screen or go to iniquosystems.com to buy this system today. And you can check out all of our systems and tools available for real estate professionals.
We have come to number 9 of our 9 simple steps to set up, market, and maintain your listing. You will only need this step if by this point your listing is still active and not under contract. Keep in mind you have marketed the home and maintained consistent contact with your sellers through your emails and follow-up phone calls. You have explained every part of the listing and marketing process, and you have provided great information and items of value for your sellers, and you have prepared them for what happens if the home isn't selling. This is where the next market update comes in.
At this point, the sellers have been receiving market information each week regarding actives, under contracts, and solds in their neighborhood. So now we run another official comparable market analysis for the listing, just like the one we did when we listed the home. We include this CMA as part of the market update email for the week and include with it an informational flyer that explains exactly how we run CMAs and how we use them to determine the best price for the home. Once this email has been sent, we follow up with a phone call to discuss the next step.
We often find that once we've come to this point, our sellers are the ones suggesting a price change. Because they've been receiving market information from us for the last 7 to 8 weeks, they are well aware of what is going on in their area and why their home is not selling. We let the market tell our sellers that they need to make a price reduction, so we don't have to be the bad guys. Once we obtain the price reduction from our sellers, then we change the price on all of our marketing, including the MLS, tours, ads, and recordings. Remember the listing action plan we showed you at the beginning of this webinar? All of these steps are included as part of the plan, so again, nothing gets missed and the price reduction and marketing changes happen easily and efficiently.
While the listing is active, we continue to send a market update each week. Included are the actives, under contracts, and solds for the neighborhood, the photo tour and advertising links, and the buyer showings and feedback information. We also attach any market stats, maintenance tips, or other items of value that apply at that time.
Okay, thank you, Donna. So there you have it, folks. Our 9 simple steps to set up, market, and maintain your listings. Just briefly again, that's, as the agent, number 1, getting the listing. Number 2, setting up the listing, and either you're doing that or your assistant and team are. Number 3, on-site marketing. Number 4, listing marketing and seller follow-up. Number 5, the weekly market updates. Number 6, online marketing. Number 7, online advertising. Number 8, continued follow-up and items of value for our sellers. And number 9, if your listing is not under contract, what's next? And for those of you who are feeling like this doesn't sound all that simple, and also those of you who would like to receive our free sample listing action plan, let me tell you a little bit about what we have for you that can help make this system easy for you and your real estate business. So today, for staying on the webinar, you will receive our listing action plan, which will be sent to you just for staying on the call. If you purchase our listing system, you will receive 12 emails to send to your sellers. These are templates that you can modify and customize. You will also receive 14 items of value, which you can attach to those emails. These include all of those things that Donna has shown you regarding the best way to prepare your home for sale, last-minute hiding places, maintenance tips, fun staging tips, all of those things that your sellers will appreciate and help to establish you as an expert in the real estate field. And we also include our 12 scripts, or as I like to call them, words that work, for those telephone or in-person follow-up communications with your sellers. These scripts help you remember the items you need to be focusing on each week as you talk with your sellers. And all of this is available for the low introductory price of only $199. And that's a one-time fee. Once you've purchased the listing system, you can use it over and over again. You don't need to worry about creating all of these tools and all of this information yourself. It's already been done for you. You can order it now, access it, and begin using it immediately, yourself or with the help of your team. But remember, the listing action plan is included free today just for staying on the webinar. That's our way of saying thank you. This action plan alone will be a huge value for you as you set up your listings so that each and every action item gets done and nothing slips through the cracks. If you do purchase the system, remember you will receive 12 emails for your sellers with a congratulations message from you and an email explaining how everything is going as planned. Included is an explanation of the market updates that your sellers will be receiving from you each week. There's an email to explain your online marketing and advertising, and another email showing how the MLS analytics works. The emails include a discussion about pricing your home right, and when the time is right, perhaps making a price adjustment to help your sellers get offers. All of these email templates are included in the listing system. Again, for the low price of only $199. Just think for a second about the time it would take to create and write all of these yourself. The emails alone are worth the price of the system. And in addition, you also get our scripts for phone or in-person follow-up. These are 12 scripts that we use after each of the emails that are sent. They include discussion items like questions they have after the listing appointment. Are they receiving our informational emails? Things like that. These scripts give you the words that help you come across professionally. They cover the information from the emails also more effectively, and they encourage your sellers to refer more business to you. In addition to the emails and scripts, you will receive 14 items of value. These are tips and information for your sellers that they will find so invaluable, and more importantly, they will set you up as the real estate expert of choice. Remember, these items of value include such things as showing tips, help for improving the exterior of the home, information about how we market the listing, decorating and maintenance tips, how to price your home to sell quickly and for more money, and an explanation about how you determine price by conducting market comparisons. You can customize each one of these items of value by adding your company logo, contact information, and your photo at the bottom. This is easy to do and important because you always want to be sure that anything you are giving to your clients has your branding. Once the flyers are customized, you simply save them as PDFs and they are ready to be sent to your sellers. So again, you get the listing action plan that takes you through the listing process for each of your listings, the 12 email templates that you will send to your sellers, the 12 scripts that you will use for follow-up, and the 14 items of value with great information you will be attaching and sending with your weekly emails. This entire system is being offered today at the low price of $199. You can just simply click on the link below to order this system right now, or you can go to nyquosystems.com and order it there. And while you're on our website, be sure to check out all of the systems and products we have available for your sellers and your buyers. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. We hope that you have found this information valuable and that it will help you create a great system for managing and marketing your listing. A system that will help you sell your listings quickly and provide great customer service for your clients. That customer service will make them want to refer you and use you again and again.